Hey, domestic violence is a serious problem. You can even lose your kids for domestic violence, and they take it to the extreme in Jacksonville, Florida, especially if they don't like you. But we've seen an uptake in violence, and perhaps a lot of women are taking things in their hand, cutting off men's penis and shooting them and all that. And there's an increase, and there's violence on both sides. And how can we solve this? I know in Jacksonville, Florida, there's this program coming out of somewhere in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Duluth program or something like that. The stupid stuff talking about men are stuck in the power drive and they need to share more with women and they need to, come down from that high horse. And he's not the boss. It's like it's an equal this and that and all that. And any stupidness these people talk, nobody's gonna criticize it. And the friends say, "Man, you make your money, bro." When I come with my dumb stuff to make my money, I don't want to hear from you now because I see you talking stupid there, and I could beat your Duluth program down. But they all collude and there's no peer review and there's no intelligent people out there seeming to challenge this stuff. And the courts and some of these states figure like this is the next thing in the Industrial Revolution or in the Renaissance. This is Renaissance kind of ideas. I recall I was in one of the programs, of course, domestic violence. And in my case, the government sent somebody in my life because they want to destroy me. They want to put me in jail. So they sent this woman who I asked. I said, "Are you working for the government?" She says, "No." So we started to relate. She came and living at my place. And, she'd be on the phone talking to the domestic abuse hotline, crying and going on, "Oh, I beating her up, I doing this." I never touched this woman. So one day I came in and I find her crying and so on, and she was on the phone. I said, "Well, what's going on?" She eventually tells me she called the domestic violence hotline. And I mean, that's crazy. She go to bed at night, she has a whole bunch of cutlery under the pillow, knives, forks, pot, spoon. She's just trying to disguise that. I can't remember the explanation she gave for that, but she was looking for her. She was really getting ready to stab me up and kill me. In fact, she said once that she told them that she wanted to come with a gun. So whoever sent her, I'm not sure which is the federal or the state of Florida, Jeb Bush, or who sent her to destroy me. But she was telling them she needed a gun, and they said no. All right, that's not the purpose. They don't want to kill me. They just want to destroy me, charge me with domestic violence. So one night, she is in my van. When she had crashed her car, she blamed me. I made her crash her car. I did something to her car. And, but so her car is total. She got the money, and I'm dropping her to work back and forth. So this evening I went for her, and for no reason at all, she's shouting at me and arguing with me and going on with it. And I'm saying, like, "Why are you doing this?" I put on my earphone because I used to do yours. The churro, she grabbed it out my head. I got to listen to her crap. I'm on the highway and she's going on like this. So when we reached where we live now, I said, "Well, okay, if you're going now, I gotta go do some more work." "Oh, no, you're going to see some other woman, you're going away, I'm going to stay this way." I said, "Well, just go in and do what you gotta do." So I stepped to the van while she's in there. She's taking my papers and tearing them up and throwing them all over the van. So I went and I said, "Why don't you come with my van?" She don't want to come outside. I'm trying to pull her out. She slid between the two seats and anchor herself. She takes a knife I had in the van, using it, and cut my hand. So I call the cops. The guys tell me, "Don't call the cops. Go to the hospital and just report that you got your hand accidentally cut." But I say, "No, I got her here, man. I've been getting her locked up." Fellas, I'm saying, "She's white, you would take you to jail, bro." But I can understand that kind of racism and that kind of stuff. So the cops came, and she told them that I cut my hand on a nail. Some wood with nail in the back, and they did find a knife in the bush with blood in it, alright, and everything else. But it just took me to jail, saying I beat up the woman. I pulled her down on the ground and she had no bruises. All she was talking about is that she slid between the two seats on the floor, on the ground of the van. So it took me to jail, and they sentenced me to this program because I pled no contest. Because to go to a trial in Florida, a black man against a white woman, except she didn't show up, they would have convicted me and perhaps they would have sent me to jail. So I took a plea deal with them. I pled no contest. They gave me probation. I had to pay a fine, a misdemeanor, and I had to go to this domestic violence course. I don't want to call it anger management, domestic violence. So I had to go to see a psychologist. I had to pay him $250, and then he let me join the program, and then I had to be paying them, I think it's $20 every meeting, the Salvation Army, and they're harassing you and carrying on. And they're thinking that this is going to solve domestic violence problems. So the first thing I did was I tell this woman, I said, "I don't want to see you again." "Oh, I didn't tell you this." So they took me in jail the evening. The next day I came out. I went to court and I pled. They let me out the next day. I gone home. She's going to push me, spit in my face and slap me. She wants to start over again. So I just realized what was happening. I just walk away. She went to my pocket. She took out a money order I was sending for my daughter for $500, and she cashed it. So I tell the police now she cashed my money order. They're saying that she says it's her money. All right, she's white. It got to be her money. I can't have no money. So that's the end of that. We're gonna investigate because she says her money, and that's the defense. And sometimes what they do, they even tell these white folks what to say. All right. I learned this girl she said, okay, the domestic violence thing going on. She said, look, I want to borrow your computer and your printer. I said, okay. The next thing she don't want to give it back to me, so I call the cops. The cops them say, whose computer and printer is this? She says, mine. And they were disappointed. They thought she would say it's hers, and they would tell me, okay, you got to go. She says hers, and that's the end of it. You got to go. So again, she said, let me the thing. I got to do something important. I'll give it back to you. She won't give it again. I called, and these same cops came back. Man, they didn't even get me back my printer, okay, my computer. So I'm going through this course, and they're talking about power real and all this, share the finances and all this stupid stuff. And churches teach that the man is the head of the house. They say, oh no, there's no head of the house, nothing. I mean, they come up with some real crazy pagan stupid stuff. And the court and the government think that that's so smart. These white boys come with this tripe, this stupid stuff. It's so good, But the bottom line is that it's the enemy. It's they who are perpetuating this domestic violence. They want to destroy. You see, in society you have a variety of situations. You have the family, you have education, you have church, you have government, the economy, and so on. And these people are trying to smash everything. So they're smashing the family by this way. They're coming up with all these different alternative lifestyles, giving the kids a lot of power so they don't obey their parents and have this generation gap going. They're really trying to destroy the family. And women basically would marry a guy who has experience, who knows things, and who would lead and guide them correctly. Because this world, in my country, there was a show called It's a Woman's World. But there's a man's world out there. It's brutal. And men are organizing life out there. And men know how best to navigate out there. Women are coming in now and things are changing and so forth and so on. But it's not that you feel the woman is a lesser value or anything like that. It's just that she is different. And with her difference, she has to be ready to get to a certain role. She's doing the tender things. I'm doing the rough things. I mean, if there's a big alligator or a big snake in the big yard, I don't expect she can go there. She can say, big snake in the yard, go and get it. I got to go and get it. Devise a plan and go and get it. If she go there, she can get hurt because she doesn't have that kind of experience. Well, there's some who know in the military and police and some who got shooting experience and so forth. But generally, those kind of jobs, for the men, going and, do the sewer job, dig a hole to empty the sewer in there and so forth, clean the sewer. She's not going to do that because she has to cook, she has to take care of the kids, and you never could wash your hands thoroughly. You never know, you know what I mean? And in that short term, in the long term, maybe the fungus or bacteria will die, but in the short term, you know what I mean? So they're trying to tell me that, this and that and so forth. Now here you have this woman is shooting these two guns, and they're trying out to make women power people. So we had a saying at home, you can't have two men ratting in one hole. So if you have a woman that is, strong, she lifts weights and she feels she's a boss, and she's pushing you around, giving you orders and telling you got to be here by 7 o'clock or else I'm going to close the door, you're coming back here and all that stuff. And you're taking that car, you're taking the bus and that kind of stuff. I mean, you're looking for violence. In my case, I'm going to say, what, this lady and I even get along. I'm going to, say very nicely, you could stay here, you could keep the house, you could do that. I'm gone. Bye. Have a nice life. Because I can't handle that. And I don't want no violence. So on television now you see women in soap operas, they're punching the man and they're leading out in the argument in the man's face and all that stuff. They are inciting and then they're training the women out to do kung fu and karate and boxing and everything else. So now they're in the military and they can shoot and all that stuff. And they're not backing down because somebody's telling them that, you got to stand up to these men. I mean, it's unnecessary because we have different roles. The man is going to be aggressive and so forth because that's the world he has to deal with. He has to fend off guys that are playing crazy out there. women usually would have gotten along. They cooperate a lot. They share information about life and about other things and so forth. Um, but they have made it in such a way now that women are you fighting women, so that women fighting women, women fighting men. I mean, it's tough. Um, we can't get along, and so it's leading to domestic violence. So eventually, somehow something got to change, and we have to get along, because if we don't get along, it means that the home is over, and you can't be strong when you can't rest, when you don't have that. I mean, a woman's so important in the home and in your life that if you live by yourself, I mean, you wouldn't be as strong as you could be. And if you're living together with a woman and you're not having peace and you're not getting along, she's in your face and you're fighting all the time, cops may not come in to charge you with domestic violence or whatever, but you can't get along. Again, you still can't be stronger or as strong as you might have been. So, I mean, you're out in the military, you're fighting somewhere, and a woman giving you a bunch of hell, calling you up and telling you, you know what, you out there so long, and you coming back home, I got me a man, and he's good, he's better than you. And, what I mean? It's like you can't function again, right? So that's the whole purpose of this domestic violence. I mean, if women were traditionally women, don't try to lead your man up to a fight. If you hear he has a position and you don't agree with it, you just say, well, okay. And it might make it catastrophic. He's not talking that you should go and cut your kidneys out and give it to your enemy or something like that. Something that is trivial. I think that I should drive the car. No, I should drive the car. Let him drive the car. Just relax. I'm going out to the boys. I'm coming. You just stay home with the kids and just relax. Let him go and do what you want. Just get along. I mean, you might want to go out and she don't want to come out, and it's like, you got to come with me and beat you up and bring her out. I mean, it's like this is how women are. Women have times when they don't feel as strong or as energetic as she wants to stay. I mean, we just got to understand each other and just get along. So this woman shooting here, it's giving the young girls the impression as if, you got to go into a relationship to challenge your man and stand up to your man. And it's like, you only have violence. You end up just living by yourself. See what I'm saying? So we gotta settle things. We gotta sit down and discuss things, how we can get along, what men gonna do, what women gonna do, what we could do together. Because you see, a guy who works in construction, works on a heavy equipment that vibrates all day, you can't expect this guy to come home and you have a newborn baby and tell him, come play with the baby, hold the baby for me, feed the baby. I mean, this guy it's not that he doesn't have sensitivity or doesn't care about the child, but naturally he's a tough one, and he's going to hurt that child. He's going to hold the child too hard or something. It's not that he hate the child or anything. And even with women now, you got them in the military, you got them working construction and the same heavy equipment, and you expect them to be loving moms and to be caring about the kids and whatever. You sort of drunk them around, strangling them and doing all kinds of stuff. So the home is under attack. The members of the home are under attack. We're attacking each other. We just got to find a way to get along, because civilization depends on the home. The home is a basic foundation for society. And all the military prowess and everything like that, if the home doesn't work and other things don't work, you won't have no military prowess. Okay? It's going to be over. So I think that we're approaching this domestic violence wrong. We got to sit down and discuss things again and put away all these paradigm shifts we come up with, all this stupid stuff, because many women who are behind this women's liberation, many of the men who are behind, whimsifying men, I mean, if you really check them out, you can discover that they're evil, and their intention, whether conscious or unconscious, or subconscious or not aware of doing, they are trying to destroy the family.